Just welcome back to the channel. What do you think when you hear the terms second language acquisition? Do you think about how to teach people to learn a language in the most efficient and effective ways and providing said materials to help them along their journey? Or do you think about the mental net that connects all our minds in the cosmic shower of trinos that fall upon us and help us grow languages? Is that what you think? Okay, if you don't think that second one, you clearly are not engaged within this space. Let me bring you up to date. I'm about to cook your fucking brain, okay? So you all know I've been learning Spanish using a method called ALG, the Automatic Language Growth, and I've been testing that via a website called Dreaming Spanish. Today, we are going to deep dive. We're going to go so deep that you're going to cook. We're all going to cook. And we're going to do this as a community with minds connected. Let's go. Okay, so I saw this post. It was actually in my Discord. I love my fucking Discord. They find the most random shit and share it, okay? But I saw this, I clicked on it, I started reading, my brain got burnt, I'm looking up shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, here it is. Morphic resonance. Resonance. There we go. Third time's the charm. Morphic resonance applied to language growth. Automatic language growth. Because in the ALG community, they don't say you learn a language, you grow a language. Because, you know, you got to water it with the input or the tears of our enemy. No, don't go there. Okay. If you don't know what morphic resonance is, read about it here. Okay. Never heard of it. Went and clicked on it. Seems a little bit cuckoo, but let's keep going. It's a very interesting idea from a biologist, supposedly with experimental evidence backing it up. But even so, it seems a bit too out there for me. I'd like to see papers on such experiments. Anyway, it was tested with Japanese. Now, I was going to summarize this because I know people don't like me to just read random blocks of text, but bro, I cannot summarize this. We're going to read this random block of text and trust me, we're all going to be smarter for it. Okay. There is mounting evidence that as more and more people learn to do something, it becomes easier for others to learn to do it. In one experiment, British biologist Rupert Sheldrake took 3 short, similar Japanese rhymes. One, a meaningless jumble of disconnected Japanese words. The second, a newly composed verse. And the third, a traditional rhyme known by millions of Japanese. Neither Sheldrake nor the English school children he got to memorize these verses knew which was which, nor did they know any Japanese. The most easily learned rhyme turned out to be the one from the one that was well known in Japanese. So essentially, 3 poems. We got a jumbled mess of Japanese, we got a newly written poem, and then we got a traditional Japanese poem. And he's given it to, I'm guessing, English school children and gone, learn these. Okay, and then the one that's the traditional poem is the one that they've all managed to learn some way better. But anyway, let's keep going. This and other experiments led Sheldrake to postulate that there is a field of habitual patterns that links all people, which influences and is influenced by the habits of all people. The field contains, among other things, the pattern of that Japanese rhyme. The more people to have a habit pattern, whether of knowledge, perception, or behavior, the stronger it is in the field and more easily it replicates in a new person. Holy shit. Okay, so essentially, the conclusion of this experiment is our brains are connected. You are connected with me, and I am connected with you. And that has led for things that are more habitual among the masses to be easily acquired by the masses. Anyway, that's what the conclusion is here. I figured it wouldn't hurt to suggest you implement it in your language growth process, specifically when you reach the native media stage. The idea would be to prioritize watching really popular media videos with many views, so if comprehensibility and engagement were equal between 2 content, it's possible that its popularity could be a third factor in how effective the content is for language growth. So not only does the content have to be comprehensible? Does it have to be engaging to you? It must be popular because all our minds are connected and we are sharing the massive language between... I don't know where I'm going with this, bro, but like when I read that, I was like, what? And I'm not the only one to say what. Even the ALG community here was basically like, what? Like, read this comment right here. They're like, you can tell this is bullshit, right? You yourself calling it out there. And like, it just... The guy then starts bringing up stuff that I did not know about the actual founder of ALG, okay? So we're gonna dive into this, okay? So the person who said this is bullshit then goes, morphic fields is an unfalsifiable, unverifiable hypothesis rejected by the scientific community, which violates fundamental laws of physics, blah, 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 blah. All these, like, laws of physics. There's a difference between having a mind which is open to new ideas and having a mind which is so unfiltered that even utter garbage allows itself to seep in. This is the ALG community calling this shit out, okay? I just want to point that out. They're like, bro. Take a step back. This is why people call us a cult, okay? This is like some voodoo science happening over here. Okay, anyway. Then he starts quoting from the founder of ALG. And this stuff, this is new to me, okay. He goes, relativistic causality isn't the fundamental law of physics. Marvin Brown rejected relativity now that I think about it. Now, who is Marvin Brown? No, it's not Martin from Spanish Boost Gaming, although recently, Martin, you've been promoted to the leader of ALG. Congratulations on your promotion. No, we're actually talking about this guy right up here, okay? So you see him? Dr. J. Marvin Brown. He's the guy who invented ALG, okay? So apparently, he's rejected relativity. Now that I think about it, and I was like, okay, I don't remember that happening, but let's keep going. And even the person's like, sorry, did you just say that Brown rejected relativity, as in the theory of general relativity or linguistic relativity? And the person says, yes, so he rejected relativity. As in the theory of general relativity, Einstein's relativity, general and special, he rejected quantum mechanics too. And he starts giving quotes, okay? And this is why people accuse the ALG community of being fucking cultish, okay? Because the founder, he did basically what, a lot of cults do. They create words that only the cult understands. And, I know every single, field of research has their own words, okay? That is understandable because you need words to make things specific for your field of research. But if you look at any field of research or any field at all, they will generally, if a word exists in a parallel field, they will take that word and just extend its use within their field because that's smart. If someone comes from for example, in programming, a lot of programming concepts and the terminology that we use literally just comes from engineering. We don't just create up new shit, okay? So you can see where the founder got a lot of his ideas from just through the selection of the words that he uses. So look at this, okay? So if we just read some of the stuff that he says, okay, and I was trying to read it. Here we go. What do we got? I'll just read this. But now I'm looking at this valley. So this is from the founder of ALG. Now I'm looking at this valley from hindsight, and I see something else. There was a fourth veil. I had it taken to be 20 years to see through the first three, but number 4 took me 40 more. I'll call it the professional shackle. Sometimes the word blinders would fit better. No, blinders is the word. Why are we talking about veils here? Just use the word blinders. Everyone says, they have professional blinders or whatnot. Every profession has its blinders. Can you imagine giving a PhD in physics to a candidate who refused to accept relativity and quantum mechanics? I don't have the physics blinders and can sometimes see things in physics that physicists could never see. So he's basically saying because they are trained within this field, they're basically indoctrinated within this field. Him as an external third party can look at them and say, you guys are wrong because, well, you're just indoctrinated, okay? Now, in some cases, that is kind of, in a way, true. That does kind of happen, okay? But let's keep going. It was in my 4th quarter, a cold day in April of 1983. I love how he starts these things. A cold day in April 1983. Like, this is a mysterious diary reading. I had found a textbook that tried to explain the reality of magnetism in addition to the math. The realities of relativity are not easy for an old brain to picture, and it was taking me time. I spent 2 days wrestling with one page of this book, trying to get their picture. I finally got it. They were wrong. Okay. Okay. This kind of reminds me of, we've all got that cuckoo uncle who's like, I went and watched that speech on YouTube by that person who knows a lot of stuff about that thing, and I know nothing about that thing, but after watching that speech, I know they're wrong. You know what I mean? It gives me those vibes. Here's the underlying fact that explains most of relativity. Trinos are our only contact with the universe out there. And I was like, what is this Trinos? I literally went and Googled. I said, define Trinos for me. And it's it's bird trills. And I was like, what? So I literally went and searched this article to find out what the fuck is a Trinos, okay? This is from the ALG guy. It was Richard Feynman's lectures on physics in 1963. He tells of an interesting theory of gravity that many people had thought up independently since 1750. It goes like this. Space consists of particles. I'm going to call them trinos, moving in all directions. Why? Why are you going to call them trinos? Why are you doing this? Just call it fucking particles. Everyone knows what a particle is. Why are you making up words? Okay, we get hit equally from all sides, thus feeling no pressure. Most of these trinos pass right through the Earth and right through us, but not at all. You know what this reminds me of? I hate to say this because, I don't want to shit on the ALG community, okay? But, your founder's got some cookie shit he's going on here. This reminds me of when I dived into the books of Scientology, how he would say, everyone uses this word, but I use this word. I'm going to use this moving forward. And he does that so much to the point that you're literally speaking another language. We've redefined every word, okay? And now you're in his mindset. And now all you're going to understand is his mindset. Like if you want to like keep reading. And it's a way of like breaking from the meaning of other things. So you've got a particle. Everyone knows what a particle is. But if we introduce a new word for it and we say it's going to be this, then we can redefine that new word because it's our word. Okay? But it's still loosely connected to that. Like, why? You don't need to do this. Okay? No one does this. Even in programming, when we talk about, creating physics simulations, we talk about particles. Why are you calling them trinols? A few trinols are strained out by the Earth, and we thus get hit by a few more from above than from below. Thus, the